In the beginning, that was meant to be a competition between two teams for each passage. Each team comprises of an architect and an artist, one from Denmark, one from Egypt. Some of them decided throughout the process to develop a comprehensive framework within which they develop, let's say, components or packages. Because we have a budget for implementation, and the budget is not very large. 100,000, 100,000 جنيه, which is enough to do something, but not everything. And we asked them in the very short period of time to try to do a very focused concept for each passage, incorporating as much as they can some of these interests, and try to negotiate a middle ground if they can.
In terms of the work days, we are going to leave you all more or less to your own devices for, I guess it's the next 2 days.
2.5 days.
2.5 days. So in the whole process, basically, we as cluster are, consider ourselves partners to all the teams. So as you can see, we've been working in these areas for a while now. We're here to bounce ideas off of, help you in any way to develop the ideas and share.
So we as a group have been interested in one certain urban typology, what we call it passageways or in-between spaces. We're interested in the question of in-betweenness, not only as a physical gap between buildings, but as a condition of mediation between, as I said, formal and informal, between the public and the private realms. And thirdly, we see in-betweenness as a sort of more metaphorically as a liminal condition between two orders. An order, a political order, an urban order that collapsed 3 years ago, and a new one that's still in the making. So downtown in late 19th century was designed as a very upscale, almost aristocratic garden city. Villas and mansions with gardens. With economic boom and busts, many of these palaces were torn down, and in their places apartment buildings came, so more densification. So what used to be one property became 3 buildings. And the setbacks between buildings were not designed to be commercial passages. They were almost like the back way, it's almost like the back alley, service alley. But over time, these little back alleys started to evolve into low-income activities, such as, an aquagi, an iron person, some of the coffee shops for services. So they're not really designed as commercial passages, but became more of a service alleyways for downtown. This Kodak used to be a side service alley. In the early 90s, it was also turned into pedestrian, but it wasn't meant to be a passageway in the traditional sense. And Philips is actually an L shape, almost like the setback between these two buildings. Here used to be the Philips store. Now it's been changed into another name, but you'll see still the reminiscent of some of the smaller kiosks and small stores selling also bulbs and extension cords on this side. This side, in contrast, because it sort of echoes Sharif Street, which Sharif Street is full of stationery stores, because there used to be a lot of engineers and architects' offices in the 60s. So you'll find at least 4 stationery stores, photocopying, selling files and cabinets and this kind of things.
What have changed? 5-6 years ago.
شركة اسماعيلية بعت لنا الوهم في مرة في 33 شريك. أنا راجل مستأجر، فحسيت إن في مرة بعت لي الوهم في خلال إيه؟ عملت شركة جوه أو حاجة فهمتنا إن هي حاجة اكسترنال بره التحكم بتاع شركة مقاولات أو حاجة. جم إن هم يغيروا الصرف بتاع 33 شريك دوت، فقالوا ده هيتكلف يا جماعة 55,000 جنيه. 55,000 جنيه دول هيتجمعوا إزاي؟ المفروض إن هم هيتقسموا على المستأجرين والشقق الفاضية بتاعتهم. فالموضوع كله اللي اتكلف 55,000 جنيه ده طلع ان هو مش حاجه وهميه، هي اتعمل الشكل من بره ان هو اتغير، انما من جوه لا. انا ما حسيتش باي اختلاف. ليه؟ ان بيحصل برضو نفس الحاجات اللي كانت بتحصل قبل كده. البنيه التحتيه بتاعت العماره منتهيه. هم ما بيبصوش ان هم يصرفوا على حاجه زي كده ليهم، فهو المهم بيطالبني انا ان انا اصرف على الحاجات بتاعته انا كمستاجر، وده عمره ما هيحصل.
اتفضل تنور. احنا بنكمل هنا في شارع شريف جنبك، بس قدام العبد. مهتمين بموضوع الممرات في وسط البلد بقالنا فتره.
احنا هنا من ايام يعني جدودنا هنا من ايام ما كانوا حتى مع اليهود شغالين مع اليهود وكانوا شغالين عند اليهود، فبالنسبه لنا حاجه معنويه اكتر منها ماديه، مش حكايه بس ان احنا يعني نكتسب منها رزق، لا الفكره كلها معنويه.
وهتلاقي زعزع زميل فاحنا دلوقتي الشغل اللي بيعمله احمد زعزع وانا والمجموعه دي كله مبني على بنسميه المشاركه. جميل. قبل ما نعمل اي حاجه نقعد معاكم يا جماعه، ايه مشاكلكم؟ في وساخه، في مش عارف ايه، الناس بتاكل حته من الشارع، في ميه بتخش. طيب ازاي نقدر نساعدكم؟ احنا عندنا مهارات فنيه، نعرف نرسم ونعرف لكن الافكار لازم تيجي منكم، واحنا ممكن نترجم الافكار دي في صوره رسومات. انا بالنسبه لي في الاخر الناس اولها واخرها ايه؟ في الاخر يعني لو انا عملت اي حاجه وبنتك شغل اكتر اكيد انت هتبقى مبسوط وهتتعاون معايا، صح؟ فانا بالنسبه لي مش موضوع ان انا هدهن لك بتاع ابيض واقول لك برافو عليك ونتصور جنب لا انا مش فارقه معايا.
I was also saying that I just really love it as is, even though it's decaying and broken and bricks are showing and like it's very flawed and like I don't know, I just like I don't want to like cover it. I don't want to cover it. It's beautiful.
No,
Sorry?
no, and I like the beauty of that decay as well. I mean, and I don't think we're taking that away just because we're adding stripes. What do you notice when you, for instance, when you're standing here, when you're looking at the passage? What you immediately notice is the people and everything that's sort of at people height, like my height. You know, that's what you see when you look at this space. It just occurred to us that we have a space where somehow the whole identity and the whole spatial experience is based on what happens at the surface. But we are missing out on a crucial potential here because, in fact, which is also very clear on the mark, we don't just have what happens at the surface, we have all of this too. All of this space is also public space. This is not decay. This is a potential for growth, for a new beginning, right? So what we want to do is we want to take out some of these broken tiles and put in green space. Let the wilderness come and just like take over and be vibrant, you know, and wonderful.
You also need to be aware that the buildings owned by Ismaili, they're only one side. So this building and that building are owned by Ismaili. Okay. This one is not. So all the shops on these two sides are Ismaili. رتب لي اولويات. تمام. ارضيات. بورينج. واجهات.
نحاول نستكشف امكانيه ان احنا نغير الوضع الافقي ده، يعني هو اي ارض افقيه عليها نزاع، فاحنا فكرنا لو الارض دي مش افقيه ايه احتمالات النزاع اللي ممكن تحصل عليها؟ هل مثلا حد هيقدر يستغلها بنفس الطريقه اللي هي بتستغل بيها دلوقتي؟ تغيير افقيه الارض من ناحيه هيدينا امكانيه ان احنا نعبي بروجرام او نعبي فراغات تحت الارض، في نفس الوقت نزود مساحه البلازا او المكان الموجود. هنا تبدو كما لو كانت زي حاجه ناعمه كده، بامب ناعم، ممكن حد مثلا بسكيت بورد ولا حاجه يجي يتزحلق عليه. هنا بتبقى شارب شويه، ممكن نعبي حاجه تحتها. هنا ممكن تبقى اصغر شويه، ممكن تبقى مثلا مستوى بنش او مثلا مستوى صندوق زباله او حاجه. يعني نفس اللغه ممكن نستخدمها في كذا حاجه. الفكره دي بشكل ما بتحافظ على سيرفيس كونتينيوتي للمكان، بتكستند فكره الجراوند اصلا، ان هو انت في هنا كشك مثلا، بس في نفس الوقت انت في ناس قاعده فوق، يعني هي ارض برضه. فبطريقه معينه بنحاول نسترايك بالانس او نخلق توازن ما بين الفراغات اللي هي الغير رسميه زي الاكشاك والحاجات او الناس البائع الجاهلين والكلام ده، وفكره استخدام الفراغ العام او حق الناس في استخدام الفراغ العام.
The first thing a real estate developer would do, like we have residential, we do a gate and you have a closed space.
Yeah.
So the overall agenda is also right. Let's help these guys. Let's keep this as a economy, a coexistence between the shop owners. And by doing that, we're asking Ismail if they would maybe invest in a library that could, and then the smart guys in the street, they would know how to get business out of this.
ده انا اللي في الصوره، ده انا اللي طالع في الصوره متخلف. طب شوفني كده موجود ولا لا؟ ماشي. الواد ده شوف الزبون ده تابع شاي ولا
كنا بنقترح ان لو ابتدى ان يبقى هنا في حاجه زي مكتبه تديرها شركه اسماعيليه خلاص مالناش دعوه، تمام؟ هو بالنسبه له ايه؟ هو شايف ان في عائد عليه ربح، دي هتبقى اول مكتبه في مصر متخصصه لدول، تمام؟ ايه اللي هيحصل؟ هيبقى عندي كل واحد شغال فنانه ومعماري، كل طلبه فن وعماره بقوا ايه؟ بقوا جايين المكتبه دي. طب فن وعماره هم بيستخدموا ايه؟ بيستخدموا مكاتب. ساعتها هيبقى المكتبات دي هتبدا تطور نفسها. مين نوعيه الزبون اللي ممكن ان هو يستخدم المكان ده هنا؟ اللي انتوا تقولوا لا ده احنا مش عايزين نوعيه الزبون ده، او لا احنا عايزين نوعيه الزبون ده، تمام؟ فعندنا والله جايب لكم صور لناس، صور مختلفه للناس. رجل جديده. ريحني بيه.
احنا هنا ما بنستعملش معانا غير ثلاث اطياف، الصنايعي والبواب اللي بعت البيت صاحب الشقه اللي هو نازل. اصل هنا نظام خدمي بيبعت هات لي لمبتين مش عارف ايه كذا،
ما احنا عايزين نغير،
هات لي. ما هي دي بقى هو ده الكلام اللي انا عايز اوصله لك، افهمك مين اللي بيتعامل ايه.
مشروع كويس جدا،
يعني رجل جديده.
مشروع كويس جدا، ربنا يوفقك ان شاء الله وتوكل على الله يعني. بس هو اهم حاجه تعملها ننور الممر، لان انت لو ذبحت واحده بالليل او واحد بالليل في الممر هنا ما حدش هيدرى غير لما
من بعد الساعه 12
من بعد 12 بتلاقي الدنيا الممر ده كحل كحل كحل
الساعه 12.
يا جماعه شايفين يا اخوانا دي كلها مداخل ممرات، هي بره مصر طبعا.
ايوه
تمام، بس قصدي ان هي معموله مضاءه بشكل معين، ده مش اللمبه المنوره.
بص الاشجار
انت بتعكس عليها حاجات تنور، بس هي في الاخر ايه؟ اللمبه ايه؟ فلوسنت ايه اللي من عندك.
Oh, here have a digital printing shop. Here, the red one, yeah. So, and that will be good for me, for my business. That will be good to have it, yeah.
If the area starts doing well and they're doing bad, they're going to tell me, the next morning that you take my shop, we're going to rent it for, 10,000 euros. So I want 200,000 euros to go. So I just shot myself in the foot. I just help them make it more expensive for me to do my business. I can do that if I, wait a little bit more and buy them today cheap, and maybe in 10 years I'll rent this 100 times better because I invested in my own space, not in their own space.
So if you were to make the design brief for us, what would you ask us to do?
Make this.
I wouldn't actually, I wouldn't get involved in this passageway for now.
Have the rest?
It's in nobody's. It's not in my interest to do that today.
But you have to. I mean, something would have to change in this passageway.
Yeah, when people are come to me and say, we're not doing well in our passageway, we want to leave, I'll pay them a fair market price for leaving that spot.
Yeah.
If this starts doing very well, the shops that I need to buy in the future will be extremely expensive. We've owned those stores where you stand today for 8 years or 7 years, haven't touched them. Because, as a matter of fact, the minute we do, everything else becomes expensive. So there's a reason why we kept it that way. So I'm explaining exactly how it works from a mean capitalist machine point of view. Having said that, we're continuously trying to arrange to reach compromises with not those guys specifically. But with other people, we've tried so many different things on how to make it better, worth their while, and worth our while to, to work together.
We started having an option of injecting a new activity there, something like a library/bookstore. There would be specialized in art and architecture books only.
So at the entrances, so in the nighttime, to have these lighting, the color lighting, and then inside we have some chandeliers.
In the entrance of the passage here, we have a bag shop, and the people also coming from the street, they assume it's only a bag shop. So what we thought is actually cleaning up all this mess in the signage and creating color codes for each kind of shops. Like food shops will have their own kind of color codes, they'll have their own style of signage, fonts, etc.
I'm afraid that if I put too much, then I point it in all sorts of directions, and if I put too little, I don't point it in any direction. What is the driver here? That's what I'm searching for.
The library could be a driver business-wise?
my concern would be the safety. I mean, like why would I enter such an alleyway and I don't know what's inside? I mean, that would be actually, I don't know, maybe also have you thought about sexual harassment, for example? How do the people there inside behave?
And we thought that we have this generic notion that when we redo urban space, public space, we have to activate it. It has to be active. Get everybody there, and you know, something new has to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And we were thinking, why not celebrate that it is actually a calmer space? Jasmine, she had this wonderful, we were talking about the surface, and she said how she was, on one hand, she appreciated how, you know, she could see that it needed to be updated, but on the other hand, she was kind of in love with this cracked paving. You know, there's a certain authenticity about that. So we thought, why not just like take out that paving, some of that paving, and then the green sort of move upwards from that. And then we also looked at how the tree trunks here tend to sort of, the trunks of the trees, the root system tend to sort of, you know, just bring up that paving.
They wanted to sort of, use these patterns extruded to create different seating and an interactive element in the middle of this cracked sidewalk. So the sidewalk, or the texture of the sidewalk, already has this kind of paving, and we wanted to capitalize this beautiful pattern and sort of use it in two modes. One is to crack it open and really emphasize these cracks that already exist.
Keep it loose, in the sense my intervention is about playing on that calmness, which takes you out of that chaos outside. And that in itself is the pleasant surprise that I would appreciate very much in discovering this place as I pass through.
I see this more as like a sculpture in public space. My sense is that you're also staying within the limits of what is possible.
Yes.
Exactly. And this is really nice.
The surface of the city is political and it's debatable as long as it's horizontal. Once it loses its horizontality, nobody's interested in it. So as long as it's usable, it's sort of encroachable in certain ways, like I can sort of step and expand in it. So it is needed. So there is always a debate between me and the government about it. But once it loses its horizontality, it sort of loses all of this glamour and it turns into something else. It turns into an asset in the public space. Like a hill or something.
If I'm looking at it as an exercise in what can be done with public spaces generically, in general, not specific to this specific one, okay, I'm willing to start discussing that notion of mobility of the inflation and inflation of the surfaces and the reactions to the specific space activities that are happening around them. Okay? However, when you present this discussion in this passageway where the empty shops are, and you haven't established the actual uses of it, I'm finding a hard time connecting.
Where I think art fails in general is when we try to explain so much that in fact the work itself doesn't necessarily do this.
But this needs a lot of maintenance to keep those designed, disturbed horizontal spaces into its designed shape. I think it's too artistic, and I'm not sure.
Do you think like too artistic is bad?
No. It's not bad, but it could. This alley could be a bit small to express your artistic vision about it. Maybe it need like a larger, wider, longer alley. So you have a flat passage, and you have your artistic waves in some portion of the street. This is like a passage that needs some very little intervention to make.
احنا بنشوف الحقيقه المرحله دي كمرحله خطوه اولى وكآليه زي ما قلت تفاوضيه، يعني بترمي كده طوبه في الميه وتشوف ايه اللي هيحصل على اساسها كده.
والحاجه الاخيره بقى ان احنا كمان كنا عايزين نحترم انه في ناس اوريدي موجودين في المكان ده وعندهم عملهم، ومش عايزين ان احنا نعطل شغلهم او نعطل مسار طبيعه عملهم.
المشكله ان الناس اللي قدام كانت محترمه يعني ايه؟ لو سمحت يا فلان مثلا، يا والدي مثلا، يا جاد شويه الاكتشافات دول، ولد شيل لعمك شويه الحاجات دي وتركنهم على جنب. دلوقتي تيجي تكلمي الواحد يقول هو كده.
دايما يبقى في مساحه للتفاوض، مساحه قدام كل محل. يعني هنا في باين في مصانع وهنا باين في حركه كتير بتحصل قدام القهوه وقدام المكتبه، بس دايما بيبقى في مساحه هنا للتفاوض، الناس تبدا يبقى في فراغ للتفاوض.
They are capitalists. Want small money, not more. I help you for everything. I'm making, discovering everything for you to show you all the circumstances around us. I hope you making a lot of good projects here or there or anywhere, and good life. You are welcome, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Shukran, thank you so much.
So nice to meet you.
And me also. منور يا غنيم. Okay.